Ladies and gentlemen, it is indubitably that time. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here from Damon 2. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, I am this close to pre-drawing it. Cause look who it is! Why he look? Oh, he looks so ugly. He looks so uglilliciously devious. Look at nephew. Look at Neff right there. You know he about to go crazy on him. That's what I'm talking about. Look at him. Look at This is no. There is not a single positive intention behind those eyes, bro. Nothing but straight, unregistered, unfiltered malice. And I'm down for it, dog. Chapter 32. I wish I hadn't read the chapter title before I started recording, because I almost did a backflip pre-recording by reading the chapter title. Chapter 32 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Dancing with the D. I'm excited. Of course, my glorious, handsome King Damon has the same from part 1. I still have the same critique that I have. Literally, it's crazy. We're 32 chapters deep, so we're nearly at 3 years of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, which is wild to think about. But, with that being the case, I had the same critique I had all the way back at the start of part 2. Everyone else got new designs. I get the cyborgs don't necessarily age, so I get why, fundamentally, they shouldn't really need to change their designs. But, was a 2-year time skip. One of the coolest things about time skips is seeing new outfit designs. I really think Damon and Ada, and even Code, should have gotten all new fits. I know Code got his transformation towards the end of part 1 anyway, but regardless, it would have been neat to see him get new fits. But of course, Damon looking drippy? I don't really know. You know me, I don't really know fashion like that, but he looks devious, and that's what matters the most. So I'm not wasting any more time. I need to see how he failed. I need to see, it must just be a sheer number. They must have, multiplied to 1 billion, dog. There's no way my glorious, handsome, legendary, strongest in the verse, besides Shibai, King Damon actually lost to some Chocho fodder, bruh. To Chocho feed, bro. Chocho was out here stat padding, and people did point out, it is actually pretty likely that even if they're, general stats, as in, their chakra amount, and maybe, their physical form doesn't decay, maybe a lack of intelligence is what affects their chakra control so much that Chocho could go from struggling with 1 or 2 clones to one-shotting multiple of them. So that is still a possibility, but that makes me genuinely wonder even more how on earth my glorious, handsome, legendary King Damon lost. I'm assuming, or if not lost, slipped up and let one of them get by or get to Ada, right? Because technically, I believe in the flash forward we saw from... My brain wants to say Jigen, even though I know it's Kashin Koji. The flash forward we saw from Kashin Koji showed that Ada was just treeified. She didn't take any damage. She's just tree. So, somehow Amamushi, even with the lower intelligence, is going to somehow sneak past Damon. That's assuming it's just Damon going to be there. As last chapter said that the whole fighting force was coming to just Ada, so they could sweep all the Mushi clones out at once. So, I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to go down, so let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 32. Dancing with the... Vild? The Vild. Let's see. I'm going to... I don't know who this is. I'm going to give it a generic voice. Hey, did you just say to leave the intruders alone? That's right. Listen, they're supposed to start moving real soon. We've been ordered not to stop them. Right. Ultimately, the more... Especially since they're aggroing on themselves, and they are still relatively powerful, right? Ultimately... I forget who said it. It was a while ago that I watched the video that brought this idea up. But you can definitely argue that Boruto is balanced on 2 scales right now. And I'm not talking about Boruto the character, but Boruto the manga, where you do have these god tier one-shot the entire original series, next level creatures, animals, and beasts, your Kawakis, your Borutos, especially in their karma marks, stuff like that. But then you do have the lower level. Alright, you're strong, but you're not that strong. And a majority of the ninja are in that lower level, if not even lower than that. So it makes sense that they don't want to aggro the Mamushis who are already aggroing on each other. Might as well let them either do the damage to themselves or get jebaited, which we know they were building up to the jebait blitzing. And honestly, this would be their first time not attacking a divine triple. How do I keep calling them triple? They have names. They're just divine tree. I think they're just divine tree. I keep calling them triple, but regardless, they do already have experience with this because Jura shows up all the time. Heck, I'm honestly getting shocked Jura isn't walking around right now. Maybe he's 5 and Mushi wants to do it. I'll leave it be, but Jura visits bookstores all the time. He just shows up. and they were specifically told, don't attack him, don't bother him. And notably, sure, it doesn't aggro. So, presumably with the Mamushis on the same type of timing and only aggroing to whatever bothers them, leave them be. Let's see. But that is also crazy to think about. It's like, what's a good example of an animal that won't aggro? Because I can't say a hippo, because hippos aggro all the time. Hippos are, I think, are they responsible for the most? Like, they're responsible for the most deaths in their, like, respective area of the world in comparison to all the other animals. I can't say a rhino either, because rhinos are kind of like blind, so they easily aggro to anything, including other rhinos. So, like, can't really say them. Elephants? I guess elephants don't really aggro too much as long as they're not freaked out. So I guess maybe elephants. But, like, imagine the street was just full of elephants, like, full size. If one were to breathe on you the wrong way, okay, not breathe on you, but, like, if one were to bump into you the wrong way, you break your neck, like, legit. And you were just told, yeah, don't mess with them. And, like, obviously, maybe you aren't built to mess with elephants, so you're okay with that, but still, imagine elephants walking around. I go with the smaller creature, but most smaller creatures aggro, especially around a lot of people. Let's see. Roger. Thanks. Hearing Sai say thanks just doesn't compute. Let's see. Thanks. Keep watching for any civilians who haven't gotten out. Oh, yeah, that's true. You hit me first, scum! Did not, I'll kill you! Alright, like, notably, if I had a cloning technique, presumably it wouldn't be my Mushu cloning technique exactly, where, like, my intelligence drops. But I genuinely think this is how any interaction with me and any cloning technique that's not, like, perfect subservience from my clones would go. Like, if I had twice his ability, this would happen after the first clone. He just, like, I don't want to be the fake one, and he'd attack me. I know that, because that's what I would do if I was a clone. Which is funny, because I don't typically believe in violence, but whenever it's like, oh no, there's another pencil. I can't let you get close. And then we immediately get close and presumably double KO. But for the Mushis, they're just like, down for it. They're down for it. Let's see. Yeah, try it. Who's hitting this hay real quick? Who's hitting this hay? I'm assuming maybe Sai? No, Sai's still in the building. Hey. Oh! not the right hay. Hey, you! Sorry, I heard that twice. You, Boruto! Relax, we're conceding. There's too many of you. We'll just outlast this. I mean, possibly, actually, genuinely. That is the issue with numbers just in general, right? Like, what's a good example? Well, in Pokemon terms, right? If you did have 1,000,000 Rattatas, okay, not that, it wouldn't even take that many, funnily enough, but, like, if you had 1,000,000 Rattatas and put them in a Pokemon battle against a team full of legendaries, as long as one Rattata makes it, you typically will win, unless the Rattata has, like, no special moves and there's a ghost type. But still, it is a case where numbers will kind of always wear you down, especially if the numbers are at all relative. It's one thing, like, I think notably, the comparison goes scale-wise, right? Like, personally, I know if I was assailed by 10 ants, I could probably just one-shot the 10 ants, because they're all clumped together. Maybe even leveled up to 100, depending on the type of ant they are. But once you start getting into that, like, maybe 1,000, or maybe 1,000,000, like, oh, that's a lot of numbers, even though they're literally a fraction of my body size. But the thing with these Mamushi clones is that they aren't a fraction of anyone's body size. They're still all individually lethal. They're just kind of dumb. And possibly can't control their chakra as well. But still, a bunch of dumb guys who can't control their chakra very well, when they're as powerful as they are, yeah, still very dangerous. And obviously, if they just keep multiplying, they would eventually presumably run down even our most top tier and heaviest of hitters. But let's see. Oh, so we're gonna share Ada's location. I do like how Boruto's like, yeah, plan B, snitch. Like, got Mamushi's attention. Hey, over this way. I don't know why I keep saying hey. Over this way. Follow me. Using Boruto as bait is smart too, because of course, Mamushi definitely does have the strongest connection to him out of any of our current cast, considering I don't think it's confirmed that Mamushi share minds. It's like, I don't think Mamushi's encountered anybody else other than Boruto here. Like, obviously, his clones have encountered people here now. In fact, I do wonder, where is the original Mamushi? Y'all think he even showed up? That's still a question to me. Like, is he just chilling like, they'll figure it out later? Or is he here somewhere? I doubt he fell. It's not even in the sense that, like, oh, well, maybe if the original perishes, all will go away. No, probably just in a way that, like, it just doesn't seem legit. I mean, who knows? We'll see, though. Let's see. Even more is like, Big Knot, bro? Are you sure this is the motion twin? Let's see. Oh, yep, this is the motion twin. Woohoo! For real? You know, I'd get on Bugtree's case. I'd get on Mamushi's case more, but, like, Sometimes you do just gotta fall for the okie doke. Sometimes the bait's just too juicy, and obviously, you know, they're British right now. Let's see. Okay, are they making a sound? Because obviously, I don't think their minds are linked. So let's see. Yep, all the Mushi clones are looking. Yeah, so they've all instantly. So maybe they do share a mind, and they're just that stupid. That could be a possibility. But it almost seems like there's a sound being made here based on these like SFX here. So I wonder if like this Mamushi and a couple of the other ones went, and then all the other Mushi clones are like, and they're all gonna converge. Let's see. Even Kawaki's like, oh wow, they're actually falling. Kawaki's like, this should not have been this easy. Let's see. They're all moving out in the same direction. Here too, every single one of them's heading due east. Mr. Amato. Now I wonder though, did they even really need to give Ada's actual location? Because they've just lied. Like obviously, I do think they're genuinely bringing them to Ada. My son wouldn't be looking this menacing on the cover if they weren't. But still, oh. Fun fact, this video is probably gonna be a little bit jacked up. I randomly got banged for Boruto last month's review. If you're wondering why, if you were wondering, hey, where's the last Boruto review? It is back up now, but it got shot overnight. That thing was up for 4 hours. I woke up the next day and it was gone. Not even by like the traditional people who just blow up videos. No, like just a completely random group I never encountered before. So this is probably gonna be jacked up, but patrons and members, you can go on Patreon for those $1 a month and become a member for those $3 a month. They'll get the fully regular version of the chapter. If you're wondering why the chapter here on the main channel looks a little bit funky, because I'd rather be safe than sorry in these trying times. Let's see. Mr. Amato, how? There are several Oh, yeah. So, okay, so maybe there wasn't any SFX. Maybe they weren't, maybe they didn't hit maybe there is actually some subconscious mental link, because that's obviously what seems to be, like, that's what Samir is asking. There are both, every single older gentleman with somewhat white hair has this voice. I need to distinct between Amato and Kajikoji. I don't want to, but you know, Amato's a smoker too. Let me just see if I can, how much more rasp can I give before I actually detonate my throat though? Yeah, we'll see. There are several possible explanations. See, this is so close, unironically, it's so close to Mamushi's voice too. There are several possible explanations. It may be that they can share visual or auditory. See, no, it sounds way too close because I kept doing the Mamushi voice. There are several possible explanations. There are several. There we go. We're gonna get as deep as I humanly can without actually still being able to speak a little bit. There are several possible explanations. It may be that they can share visual or auditory information with each other. Or, while each Mamushi can think independently, there might exist a single collective consciousness governing the entire swarm. Huh. I mean, in that case, why did they start aggroing on each other? Why do I mean, I guess. But maybe, once again, maybe it is like, maybe it's like a root foundational idea, right? Like the whole goal, the whole reason why all the Mushis are here is bite Ada, right? Like that's the whole thing. Tree her. So, though still, we don't actually know. This would be the first time. Well, I guess we know she just trees. At least according to that timeline we saw from Kachinkoji. Right? So I guess they do just tree. It is not, like, there's not a unique effect for a Shinju to devour their actual target. They just tree. So it's like an endless tree cycle, which presumably leads to everyone getting treed eventually. But, with it being, well, except there would, in that scenario, there would be a last tree. Right? Like in the worst case doomer scenario that everybody gets treed, there would be a last tree. It's like, I'm not sure how that would work. Who would they bite? The planet? Maybe. Maybe they just make a geography then. Let's see. A single collective consciousness. What is this? Give me nothing crazy. Let's see. Everyone assemble in Sector A East. I'll meet you there with... Oh, this is Boruto. Everyone assemble in Sector A East. I'll meet you there with Mamushi and tow. All Mamushi. And they can all fly? Why is it just hitting me if they can all fly? I mean, I guess it doesn't not make sense that they can fly, but it's kind of crazy. I never even, it didn't even hit me until just now that they're actually all flying. Huh. I thought they were just jumping. Nope, they're flying. All right. Yeah, they're literally all chasing. Hey. Piece of friendly advice concerning Ada's little brother, Damon. Boruto's like, he will absolutely violate the law of y'all. But notably, the main issue I could see Damon running into, right, as I try to predict before the chapter goes to get to the point. The main issue I could see is that the Mushi clones probably, at least some of them, won't care about Damon. They're gonna go straight for Ada. And notably, Damon's reflection ability only works when you target him with certain types of intent, or attack him. So that's where I could see it working, where maybe the first couple clones perish as they're like trying to get through Damon to Ada, but then the others are like, wait, why are we trying to fight this kid? And just circle around and just completely ignore him. Let's see. Oh! Wait. Ada can fly, or is she standing on something? Am I dumb? Looks like she... Is she flying? Could Ada always fly? Am I stupid? I think maybe she could. See, this is what happens when you don't reread Boruto, despite every single month saying you're going to reread Boruto, man. I completely forgot Ada could, I guess, fly, because it doesn't look like she... I'd say, like, maybe she's on this mountain, but no, her heels are up in the air. And, like, I mean, you could stand on the toes while your toes are already pushed down by the heel, but I don't know. Let's see. He's her bodyguard. He protects her. He has limitless superhuman strength. He's demon-like. Like his name. Come on, yo, I will not lie to you. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I used to be the biggest, fattest, meatiest, juiciest. I've lost all analogy that sounded at all normal. But I used to despise Damon with a passion, bro. And I still can't tell you what happened. I don't know when the great shift occurred in my brain, where it's like, man, this Damon guy sucks. I know how stupid his design is. I know how dumb stupid his abilities are. This, that, and the third. And now I just glaze him. And now the narrative itself is glazing him. But the one critique I always had for Damon is that he never fought anybody. Right? Like it has been a whole lot of lip service so far about Damon. So hopefully we actually get to see him cook. Let's see. Damon. Oh yeah, that's right. Mamushi would know Damon, because, you know, he's Bug's divine tree. So he should know. Let's see. No matter what you plan to do to Ada, you can't avoid dealing with Damon. You get me? It's all too obvious that you'll face Damon's fury if you devour Ada without doing something about him. Ah, okay, so that's smart. So Boruto thought of what I thought of before it even happened, right? The idea that, well, if they just focus on Ada, they aren't going to be able to activate Damon's ability. But by getting the Mamushis, and especially if they do work on that, like, hive mind collective that Boruto mentioned, or that Amato mentioned, they're all going to think, well, we have to beat Damon first. And they're stupid enough to just fall for that, right? Even though the smarter solution would be ignore little man, who's near woman, and go straight for woman. They're presumably now going to aggro down on little man. And of course, little man's good like that. Let's see. So I suggest taking out Damon first. That's what I'd do. Hey, me too. Me too. But I said, well, actually, no, I don't. Like, notably, I've always been the kind of... It's going to be very challenging of me. When I played Ghost of Tsushima, all those years ago, it's been a while since Ghost of Tsushima came out. I haven't played Ghost of Yotei. I haven't bought Ghost of Yotei. People are like, why didn't you buy Ghost of Yotei? Did you not like... No, I just have so many games, bro. I have such a fat backlog, bro. Ever since I literally haven't been able to play enough games. And I spent literally 400 hours plus in Marvel Rivals. So it is legit. It's a skill issue on my part. There are so many games across multiple consoles I just need to finish. So, like, I'm trying to restrict myself from buying new games. And I literally bought... Okay, now hear me out. You may be like... Oh, here's Pencil explaining how he's immediately going to break the rule he set up for himself and why he should have bought Yotei. Yotei is $70, I do believe. I did pick up Metaphor Refantasia. You may be like, that's also $70, Pencil Man. Not where I got it from. I got it for half off. It was 35 beans. 35 beans for like a 2024 JRPG from Atlas? I'll take it. And you'd be like, hey, but don't you own Persona 5? You ever played that? No. I own Base Persona 5 and Royal, both physical. Haven't touched either. So I know I have a problem. I'm going to fix it. But in that case, when I was referencing, whenever I play Ghost of Tsushima, honor was not my forte, man. If I saw sneakable opportunities, I was sneaking. I can't help it. I'm a passive least resistance kind of guy. I do love me some good combat. But I can avoid some good combat, I'm going to do it. But that's the more tactical idea. Obviously, it seems like Mamushi isn't capable of that, but it looks like he is flashing back to Bug, or like is remembering what Bug went through with Damon. So let's see. For some reason, I know quite a bit about him. That darn brat. Yeah, because of the basis of his existence, which is nice. I do like. Especially considering the nature we've seen of other divine trees, I like how consistent it is that their most base emotions and reflections, and specifically the memories that they have, do color code how they act even if they don't fully understand it, right? It's kind of like, what's a good example that I can like trace to real life? It's like when you have a memory but it's not clear, right? Have you ever like tried to remember something and you can't pull all of it? Like, you know, you're missing details, and not even like small details, but major details. That's probably what all the divine trees go through. It's why Matsuri couldn't attack Konohamaru until Konohamaru tweaked out, and it's why Ryu was relatively passive for the most part because of his nature as Kinshiki being copied as a divine tree. And even then, you know, he wanted to go towards Gaara because of the memories and affection of Gaara. And then we even saw with Hidari and the way he was interacting with Sarada at first. Like, they have these pieces, these points of context in history, but they just can't really fully place a name or a face to it all. Well, except they can place names and faces sometimes, but still. Let's see.
It's his palms. He's dangerous. When both his palms are touching someone else, that little D can reflect all sorts of things, if he senses even the slightest intent to kill.
I'm shocked. Well, that is actually interesting. Even in this heavily reduced state. You know, that is actually really, really more Damon Glaze and upscale, unironically. You may be like, why is that more Damon Glaze and upscale? That left such a distinct mark on Bug that his outward reflection, while split countless times, drastically reducing his intelligence, was still able to be like, no, I remember the exact context of that ability and how it's used. Though I think there still is extra. I remember people tried to use this as a nerf towards Damon, like, oh, he needs to touch you with both palms. But there is also something he does where he doesn't have to touch you at all. Like, I remember when, I think it was Kawaki who tested it, and, like, he got hit anyway. He was nowhere near Damon. Damon didn't touch him. So, there is something more to Damon's base ability. If it was just both palms, it wouldn't be anywhere near as broken as it is cross-first as it is. Let's see. Even Boruto's like, darn. I went to rage bait you on the fighting Damon, but wait. Wait, you still got that much cognizant ability? Let's see.
Hey, he totally knows about Damon's ability.
Yeah, because he's Bug. But of course, I do like that. I love dramatic irony, where we as readers have context for scenarios because we are viewing this narrative from like a basically omniscient third-person perspective. Meanwhile, characters in the universe don't know what other characters in the universe do. So it's this interesting contrast where we get to see information that we've known for a while now. We've been known that Bug encountered Damon and knows how he works. That was years ago now in our timeline. But just now, Boruto is realizing, oh, and this once again further explains why I presume Ada got in the original timeline. Let's see. The divine tree must be instinctually accessing Bug's memories. Because they knocked out a bunch of his teeth? I forgot that's what happened. That's why he has so few teeth. I just like that. I completely forgot. I need to reread Boruto. I completely forgot it went like that. Yes, Damon. You physically altered his physiology. Of course he's going to remember that, even well reflected. Let's see. Uh-oh. Yeah, look at the sheer number of Mabushi. So yeah, Damon likely just got ganked. He got ganked to doom. They probably just threw bodies on top of him. Because, like, the one critique on top of Damon's, you know, like, just nature as, you know, he may be a palm counter guy. Also, there's the idea that Damon doesn't really have projectiles or massive range, right? Like, notably, in Dragon Ball, the characters, if they are getting, like, super swamped but do drastically outpower their opponents, they can just, and then just blow up everything around them in lane AoE. And not even, like, some Final Explosion Vegeta type beat, like, just regular key release. Damon doesn't have that. Notably, is that even a thing in Naruto? I know, like, we have the Chakra Cloaks that, like, can expand and knock things back and act as defense. But, like, I don't think there's, like, just a case of flat out... No, there's gotta be one. There's gotta be something. There's no way in the entire Naruto duology that there's no way to... I guess now at this point, kind of a trilogy. But, like, there's no way in the entire trilogy that there aren't characters who can just... and lash out and annihilate things. But I don't think it's not a common enough ability that Damon isn't shown to have it, so presumably that's how Damon loses. About 200 total approaching from all directions. Every Mamushi is converging around Boruto. Why wouldn't they? Isn't this what y'all wanted? Let's see. Good. Okay, yeah, see? Shikamaru.
Good. It's going as planned. Well, I don't know how they'll act towards Damon. I doubt they'd flee with Ada standing before them.
Yeah, but if Ada gets nibbled on, that is, that's not... It's not good. It's not really good. Let's see. Well, once again, though, if it's only... The issue is, another... That's going to be weird. Because that's going to be a divine tree. Presumably, would her Senrigan get copied? Because it's weird. Because Sasuke's Mangekyo didn't get copied. It was overlaid with the Rinnegan. Which doesn't have the same abilities. So, like, I'm assuming if an Ada clone is made, I guess it wouldn't have the Senrigan. Huh. It's weird. And also because Ada's like a cyborg, it's very weird. I'm actually, low-key, as much as I do love my Glorious King Damon, I hope, low-key, hope he fails just to see what that's like. Let's see.
No, they're not gonna escape. Not a single one of them.
Kawaki. I hope you're right. Let's see. Is that, I don't know who that is down there. Let's see. We're almost there. That's right. Oh, Boruto, you can fly a little bit slower, gang. A little bit slower. Everyone else has to walk, except Kawaki, of course, and Delta. And I guess maybe Sarada, but Sarada, was bleeding from her eyes last chapter. Give her some time. Let's see.
Sarada, how many Mamushi can you run up at a time with Ohiru?
Oh, why did I always read it as Orihume? I always read that. I guess I read that backwards.
Ohirume.
Probably 30. No, I think I can do 50 with the bleeding eyes, though. With the bleeding eyes and the blurry vision already. Though people did point out that I guess it's just like a thing in the family. Like, I told ironically, Itachi was one of the longest lasting ones with his Sharingan, with his Mangekyo at least, because Sasuke went blind basically instantly, and now Sarada's going blind basically instantly after unlocking her Mangekyo. So, yeah, I guess it's just in that path line where they do go blind pretty darn quick. We got spoiled by Itachi and Obito, who just kept it forever, and then we just don't have enough context for how long Madara's lasted before he got EMS swapped. We'll see.
Listen up, everyone. First, go all out to shave their numbers. Once they're down to fewer 50, I'll give this. Wait, no! I'll give the signal to wipe out.
Brain?
I'll give the signal to wipe out the rest in one fell swoop with Ohirume. Sarada, you preserve your chakra until then.
Right. Okay. That's smart. Instead of having Sarada burn through her limited uses, which presumably Shikamaru does have context for, he's gonna just save her as the last wiper. Because once again, like I mentioned, without an ability to just mass vaporize, they do kind of need to rely on Ohirume, which does like the inverse. I guess it does technically mass vaporize by dragging in and then exploding. Let's see. Roger.
In case of missed targets, Kawaki and Himawari, since you can strike in wide swaths, have your big attacks handy.
And like you may be like, well, depends. What about those, right? I don't think the Bishudama and or Kawaki's beam count because once again they're not perfect AOE, right? Like the Bishudama is front facing. Obviously, if it's like launched 2 feet away from Himawari and then it basically blows up in her face, yeah, that's technically away. But that doesn't happen in Dragon Ball unless you're final explosioning it. You can just release ki in mass. Even in, notably, I guess in Frieren, there technically is a spell that just releases pure mana, but it is still specifically a spell, and it is also one directional, kind of in the same way that Bijunama is. Is Dragon Ball rare? I don't think, now I think about it, that may just be, fully enough, for how much gets taken from Dragon Ball, I actually don't think that's a thing that happens that often. Like, I can't think of it in Naruto, of just like a massive, I can't think of it in Bleach, which is just a massive, but then again, Bleach just has spiritual pressure as an actual part of the power system, so like, that can happen. Getting too, like, you can't just get vaporized by getting too close with too much spirit pressure, getting too close with someone, no, getting too close to someone with too much spiritual pressure. That can just happen. So like, that's just built into the power system. I'm trying to think. It's definitely not a thing in One Piece. Hockey can't ever be released like that. Well, I guess you could argue, no, because it's not vaporization, it's just knocking people out. That's different. For Conqueror's Hockey. Then, in Magi, it's not really a thing. God Eyes Go is not really a thing. And I'm trying to think of the battle manga I've read, man. It's not really... Is it even a thing in Hunter x Hunter? I don't think so. You can burn through a whole lot of your nanoids. I don't think you can, like, just... I mean, Yuppie does it. Technically. But even then, that's, like, weirdly conditional and not what I'm thinking of. But that's it.
Your big attacks... Have your big attacks handy. Almost there. Are y'all ready?
Why is there so much definition to the Mamuchi's cheek, bro? Ikimoto, I know what you are. Why is there so... Look at it! I find to see it. You had to see it. Look, hold on. Look at it! Look at the cheek. Why? Listen. Well, like, why couldn't you give them pants? Or shorts, bro? Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, never be this geeked. Let's see. Woohoo! Yeah, buddy! And they're all just diving in. Okay. Oh, yeah, so Ada can just fly. I genuinely never noticed that. I don't know why. I think she does fly literally at the end of part 1 to inform Boruto of what happened. I think that is a thing that happens. And obviously she flew. No, she flew when she did Omnipotence in the first place. Yeah, it's because she's a non-combatant, so it never really hits me that she can fly. But then again, I think all... Can Kashi and Koji fly? I don't know. But there are a lot of characters who can fly now. We're getting closer to Dragon Ball, but it still is a rarer ability. It's like, huh? Someone please help Ada. Boruto, can't you like flying Raijin her out of there? Maybe? Just to be safe? Let's see. Fly, sis, fly! Yeah? David. I mean, I guess at that point, it's probably good to like give him some leverage because he can't fly himself. Of all the things to give Damon, you couldn't give him flight? You gave Ada flight, but you couldn't give Damon flight? Gross! I mean, they're literally all... You want to talk about meat riding, bro? Look at this! Look at this! They're literally going face to cheek, bro. Hop off each other's meat, bro. I was like, no. Yo, actually, Ada upscale, bro. She's actually able to fly away in time. And Boruto, are you not helping? I know you want to leave a good chunk of this today, but help him out a little bit. Let's see. Ew, plick. Oh, they're still aggro. I guess that's the thing, right? Only one of them can bite Ada. If they could all like work together logistically, that'd be dangerous. But they legit only know violence, and they can't. They do know that it is a zero-sum game, right? First person bites Ada, GG's. But still, I do wonder if the original Mamushi is there. Maybe perished off screen. Now one of these became the new Mamushi. I don't know. Let's see.
Huh? You move. I'm first.
First. Only one of y'all can bite her. We even saw that in the flash forward. Let's see. They're fighting each other. The fools. Maybe, yeah. Let them thin their own numbers. Why don't you? Let's see. Veer. Okay, Ada got motion. Ada. I'm sorry. This is a true state. I was genuinely not familiar with your game, Ada. All right. Uh-oh. Grab the heel. All right. Okay, maybe I was a bit. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's ew. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. I guess because since he's attached, that's actually a neat plus. I'm guessing the reason. Sorry, I said ew just because like think of your own, like it's gonna be a real nasty thing. But think of your own bicep like bursting with extra mass and then morphing into like a meaty mouth claw. Feels just a disgusting idea in general. But he does do it. But seemingly enough, since Damon is attached to Ada, that negative intent that was reflected onto Ada, aka to bite her, as what seemingly this was, right? Using the mouth to bite her in order to get the wink on, it was reflected back. Though interesting and left, no. Oh, no, yeah, it was completely reflected back. As you can see, this is where the top teeth are, this is where the bottom teeth are. He literally bit himself, essentially, because of Damon's ability. And once again, this is the idea of, right, where, like, Damon doesn't have to be two palm touching the person attacking for the attack to reflect. Let's see. Idiot! He got reflected after all! Then again, since their intention isn't to kill you, can't reflect them unless they come after you directly like that last one did. But, like, presumably they're all going to come back. They're only going to come directly. I don't like that statement. But regardless, that is also interesting. But no, that's the idea there, right? Where it's just the intent to harm in general. It doesn't have to be killing intent for Damon to reflect it. If you're going to damage a person he seemingly is even in contact with, it will be reflected, which is very good. Their flight speed is greater, so they'll catch up eventually. Boruto, teleport her out of there. You've done good enough. You aggroed all of them to one spot. Get her out of there. Do not want to lose her. Let's see. All right. Can you go low? I'll face him on the ground. Okay, David. You go. Yo, please. David. One shot them all, David. Please. For my upscale. David, it's all for upscale, bro. Please. All right. Veer. I mean, for them to have greater flight speed, you're doing a good job, Ada. Let's see. Pop. All right. Look at my boy. Yo, he used the laws of physics on that one. Ada was still in motion. He leaps back. Mid-air. Yams him. Okay. Yo, you know how hard you got to get hit with an overhead punch that you get sent flying back up? Damon essentially hit him with the slobber knock to the dome. Well, actually, no. Maybe it was like just a head-on punch like this, and then Damon's follow through. But still, okay, Damon. Okay, big Damon. Let's see you. Darn. That's my boy. Bro said that's the setup. Wait, no. Did he actually atomize his head? Oh, he did. It was hard to I thought he still had the head here. No, he popped his dome with a punch. Okay, yo. The immediate flick off the ground into a 1, 2, 3 piece combo. Yo, cinema. Yo, listen to him. I mean, obviously the main issue here is that now that he's not attached to Ada, like the swarm can just ignore him, and very likely will. Like that's the issue. Sure, he's taken out 4 clones in an instant, but they're what 200? That's what Inojin said. Like they're still gonna have an issue here. But let's see.
Brett. Darn Brett.
Yeah. Once again, just the intention itself gets reflected. So he got punched in the face. Even though Damon was not touching him with his palm. So yeah, that whole palms thing, I'm not sure if that's like wrong outright or just really like a super extra conditional ability that only involves killing intent. But let's see. All right, boom, gets gomped. Damon lands on one. Oh wow. They all got. Oh, okay. That's weird. Wait, did they all? I don't know why they all popped. Because clearly you can see. Like, every single one of them just spontaneously explodes. So I'm not sure what that is. But, maybe that was a reflection, right? They all wanted to, like, blow Damon's dome off or something. And thusly, since that intent was reflected back onto them, they just all collectively boomed. So, yeah, Damon's ability, still one of those cracked ones. And it still is insane to think that Shibai just has all of these, right? Like, notably, whenever Shibai's brought up in, like, a crossfire sense, I'm always like, I mean, yeah, like, you're legally speaking, right? We got like 1 official panel of the guy, maybe 2 if you count that other panel, like him without the hair. Like we don't really have much context with Shibai, but it is always interesting to think that like every single thing we see Damon and Ada do, it's just Shibai upscale. It very much reminds me of another thing going on in another manga I really like that drops weekly instead of monthly, Each of the Witch, where everything that is done by a character in universe is just upscale to another character. It's like, oh, that's a really cool feat you have there. Time to add it to the upscale. And right now, Shiba is just appreciating and absorbing the eternal upscale. Let's see. Boof, boof, donk, donk, donk. Yeah, just a mass burst. But a lot of them just didn't care. That's the main issue. It's nice to see Himawari and Chocho glaze. We love a good whoa to the glaze of Damon, but that's the issue, right? They're all just going to keep flying after Ada, which is why Boruto presumably needs to teleport her out of there, please. Let's see. Huh? Look, Damon, are you really surprised by this? There were 200 of them, my G. What? Why did you land? Genuinely, what? I mean, like, obviously, it's because you had faith in my glorious handsome legendary Juicy King Damon, who does literally, wow, that's crazy. So, they fly past him. He presumably annihilates this guy's head by kicking off of it, but he then spin kicks through more of them. He's legit, oh yeah, he's just straight one-shotting with pure physicals. But, Ada, why did you stop flying? I know, to be fair, the flight speed was faster, so I guess she's assuming just staying close. I guess that makes sense. Staying in closer range to Damon is probably safer. But still, you can, like, y'all did y'all big one. Y'all can teleport out of there. In fact, hold on. Obviously, maybe they're banking on the idea that the Lelouch clones could tell, like, the difference between a clone and, like, the real Ada. And who knows, this may be a clone. But I highly doubt it. But, with it being the case, why didn't they just have someone make a shadow clone, have that clone use a transformation jutsu, and have them look like Ada? And then, like, teleport the real Ada down 50 million miles away. So that way, once they bite the clone pops, and they're like, wait, what? And they're all still here. I mean, still with stakes, right? Like honestly, you could think of that in a lot of scenarios where, like, technically, clone jutsu plus transformation jutsu equals G-Jizzles. But for here right now, it's coming to mind just because it is literally purest version of damsel in distress. When there are a couple ways you could get her out of this, but my glorious King Damon is just going to get her out of it by consistently annihilating the enemy, bro. He kicked him in half. Why am I getting flashbacks to SS2 Gohan against the Cell Juniors, man? Except instead of what, 7 Cell Juniors, there are over 200. Let's see. Okay. Grabs the top half of one. This is it. This is all I wanted. This is all I wanted. We love it. David. Well, they didn't call him a demon. But David, keep doing it, bro. Keep doing it. Keep tweaking, my boy. Let's see. Whoo! Hurls. Boom. Yo, imagine getting your dome knocked off by another version of your upper body, bro. Imagine your dome getting knocked off by your own dome, my G. That's crazy. Let's see. So you guys even trying? You ain't getting anywhere near without taking care of me first. Okay, that's smart. Well, to a degree. It's good to aggro them onto him, you know, the whole intent reflection thing. But still, a little bit risky considering Damon, as fast as you are the Flash, my G. You can't be in multiple places at once. Let's see. Imbeciles. Oh, that's so... Okay, that's cool. So all that negative intent that gets directed towards him and Ada, he touches Ada, and then immediately booms all their head open immediately. It is very interesting that it's immediately going through their heads though. Like that just implies the Mushi clones are just directly doming. Like even implying that the Mushi clones possibly even want to bite Ada's head off. Which doesn't work, at least from the flash forward we saw, but we know the flash forward is gonna be inaccurate. Splatter. Alright. My boy Damon, he just goaded. He just got that dog in him. He is the dog. He doesn't have that dog in him. He is the dog. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Clap, clap, clap. Let's see. Wow. They're going down in droves. Wow. We're already at half the original 200. Hold on less than a minute. Because he's going like that. Because that's my boy. Because that's my boy. Is he my son? I didn't birth him. I'll admit. Corona from Bullock, that's literally my baby. I birthed him. It didn't take 9 months, but I birthed him. But Damon ain't my son. But he def my nephew, dog. That's little Neff right there. That's little Neff right there, dog. I see you, big day, big mon. Big day, big mon. Let's see. Oh, less than a minute. This is going way too well. Something's gonna go wrong. Let's see.
Watch it, fools. Don't fall for his taunts.
I feel like this is the quickest way for you to get one shot by another one of your clones. Oh! Yeah, that's right. I guess everyone was just watching David Orphan for a bit. But yeah, they are also here to slaughter en masse. And Boruto's like, BT dubs. If I'm not going to flying Raijin her away, I might as well just annihilate y'all. Alright. Slam. Konohamaru, chill, bro. Hop off that. Let's see.
Dumb as they are, don't give them time to think. Come on, let's wrap this up.
You know what, though? It is true, though. Like, I think of some of the dumbest and most quick, impulsive, like, domino effect bad choices I made have always been from a continuous line of, like, well, I don't really have time to think too much about this. Let me do this. Oh, but now, because of that choice, I don't have time to think about this. Let me do this. So, but in moments where I would make more, like, chaotic and or haphazard choices, they have definitely all been, like, slowed down bit by bit, piece by piece, by me immediately logicking out, like, oh, well, actually, it doesn't really make too much sense in this context. So, yeah, even giving people the most brain cells bumping around up in there, the slightest bit of time to think is really, really dangerous. And obviously, these Mushi clones were capable of recalling that information about Damon and his ability, even after being debated, while they're already debated. So, like, yeah, it is not a wise idea to let them think. However, of course, by cutting down all these clones, they are essentially re-centralizing the intelligence. That's the big issue. And especially if we do go with the idea that I saw in last month's comment section, the idea that the Mushi clones are only, like, now Chocho fodder because they're losing their ability to control their chakra well, thanks to losing their intelligence, the clones may actually genuinely get their original base stats back, which would be bad for a lot of our cast here. A lot of our cast who have come to help could end up being, you know, liabilities if they aren't strong enough to take out these clones now. Let's see. Okay, Mamushi, Sage Mode. Nom nom nom. Oh no, that's even cooler. So he knocks them all up. He uses a Sage Snake Jutsu through the ground to throw them all up. And Kawaki's like, hey, what's good, Maji? Boom! And just launches a Chakra Blast. But once again, it's only a forward-facing one, man. If only someone could dive in and AoE scream, annihilate them all. Let's see. Kaboom! Alright. Okay, maybe that wasn't even a... Maybe this was separate. I'm not sure if these are meant to be like two overlapping attacks, considering these it looks like these Mamushis are on the ground that Kawaki just detonates. But Mitsuki throws up, possibly slices through some. Kawaki just launches a blast at them with the karma mark on. Himawari just goes in for the kicks. Okay, Himawari, not even like it doesn't even look like she has any Karama chakra activated. She's just going in wild. All right. The only issue though, I could definitely see in all the chaos of this, especially with, you know, Mr. Dust Cloud Man over here, Mr. Dust Cloud Man over here too. I can see a clone sneaking around and being like, and then fighting Ada anyway because they aren't paying attention, or because there's literally too much going on, too much chakra flying around, and too much smoke and dust. Let's see. 70, 60. Nice, guys. Keep it up. Oh, look. I wish I could, like, teleport in the manga and be like, look, Damon, look what they need to mimic just a fraction of your power. Let's see. Nice going, guys. Keep it up. ...
We're under 50. Go, Sarada.
Okay. Yo. Sarada with the Orpharm goes, yo. As much as I still am not the most large fan of this fit, I will readily admit, it does. The Orpharm on this panel in particular does go crazy. This panel, especially just the, like, she's like, I may go blind, but we're gonna go out in a blind blaze of aura. Let's see. GGG? Is that literally? Is it GGG because it's really good game, Grumps? Oh no, let's see. Mangekyo Sharingan. But see, I it's going too well. Something bad's gonna happen before the end of the chapter, bro. There's still like 12 pages left, bro. Something bad is gonna happen. I can feel it in my bones, Brody. But Sarada, okay. Interesting. One big Orihume spear. Ohirume. One big Ohirume spear. Alright? So she rises up. And that's smart, right? They have her pushed back a bit so she can get all of them in her visual sight range. Let's see. As much as Mamushi's design does just innately disturb me, I feel like this is unironically, especially combined with the Frieza feet, just one of the most unsettling and freakalicious designs that Ikimoto and Kishimoto have ever deigned to come up with and then consistently draw over and over and over again. I cannot help finding these guys hilarious, bro. Genuinely seeing them scream. They know they're about to get annihilated. Especially if we do go to like they do have at least some form of a uniform conscious, right? Like there is at least an idea of sanity up in there. Yeah, I'd scream in terror too if I saw what was happening to me. Let's see. Boruto looking all like, darn. Homegirl, I know you were this strong like that. Also, why look you going blind? Where your pupils at? Let's see. Oh, wait, actually, does she not have pupils? No, they just weren't. I'm assuming they just weren't colored here. They weren't colored in this panel. Oh, Hirume. Oh, darn. Yeah, so the was she able to finish it though? Is there a page missing? Because she draws all them into that one, then like she immediately, presumably gets eye bleed and possible nosebleed and immediately perishes. Let's see, Boruto gonna catch her? Oh no, so her eyes are still, yeah. Okay, yeah, she literally couldn't get the job done. I'm for it. I do feel bad for Sarada though. It feels like every single time she gets like some sort of decent buff, it's never allowed to last. She's used Orihume what? Once against Ryu, again, recently. And then again, like this is her third time using it as far as we know, and she already can't do it properly. Is already starting to go blind. Like, admittedly, as much as they do clown on Sasuke for immediately, basically instantaneously losing his Mangekyo buff, it was after he did a lot. Like, Amaterasu, I'm pretty sure he unlocked, what is it? It's literally the fire control, flame control. What is it? What's the Japanese name? Amaterasu and I can't remember. But he also specifically went blind by the end of Kage Summit because he was spamming Susanoo growth and evolution. That is also what he was spamming. Sarada hasn't even pulled out a ribcage. And it seems like she's already incapable of handling her abilities. And as people pointed out, it's entirely possible that Ohirume is only one of her eyes abilities, but clearly the whiplash and kickback is way too much that she can't handle it here. And thusly isn't even able to completely destroy all the Mushi clones before falling from the sky. But presumably Boruto got the clutch up? Yeah, Boruto got the clutch up. And now the Mushi clones are like, hey, what the heck was that? I mean, thinking about life and stuff. You know I don't like to think. Ah! Then again, what would that happen? Well, tree. Notably, with none of these being Ada, we already know what happens to Ada. They'd get treed. Except for maybe Boruto. Boruto would make a chocolate fruit. But would they be dumb enough to bite Boruto? I feel like they know they probably shouldn't do that right now. I think they may have at least some general idea of like, yeah, eating Boruto's not the right idea. Let's not do that. Genuine Otsutsuki over here. We can't nibble on that. But for everything else, I guess it's kind of fair game. So Sarada, let's see, you can join your daddy forever as a treeple. Let's see, Sarada. Hey, what's going on? Huh? What is it? What happened? Sarada lost consciousness. Wake up! Aha! Oh, this makes more. Yeah, that's the issue. And like, I knew something was gonna go wrong because it was all going way too smoothly. How do I feel about it being Sarada that fumbles the bag? She doesn't fumble the bag though. It's just, I'm trying to think of like a real reason why her Mangekyo seemed to be going even faster than Sasuke's did. Despite seemingly a lack of use, I don't know, man. I feel like we've seen every single use of Ohirume on screen. I highly doubt there have been many off-screen missions or anything like that. But I had to hazard a guess. It's one, just inexperience, right? Like, she just doesn't really know what she's doing. And unfortunately, the only person who could probably teach her how to Mangekyo left the second she unlocked it for that person to understand her. So there's that. And the other thing is the idea that maybe because she is half Uchiha, right? Like, notably, while she didn't seem to have any issues with her base Sharingan, we do know for a fact that the Mangekyo was extremely taxing for Kakashi. Of course, he didn't inherit the Sharingan at all. Sarada at least inherited it and initially awakened it in her own biology, right? But maybe because she's only half Uchiha, her Sharingan and her Mangekyo potency is just way lower, right? Like, ultimately, it will last even shorter than it already barely lasts. Because for no ribcage to pop out, maybe 3 uses of abilities on screen, if her to immediately be down, that's like if, like, Sasuke wouldn't have even gotten to 5, well, I think he would have gotten Kagetsuchi. There it is. There it is. There. How did I forget that? Kagetsuchi. But Sasuke used Enton on Watarasu on B, then used Kagetsuchi to shut it down and save Karin. And then what? He went to 5 Kage Summit, pull out the Susanoo, and then be blind. Or knocked out by doing that. Basically, that's the equivalent of what Sarada went through here, but we know Sasuke went through way, way, way more before actually fully blinding out. But Sarada may not be able to cope because of, you know, she don't got that full juice in her. Let's see.
Ha-ha! Split.
They're multiplying again!
I heard it consumes a huge amount of chakra, but... Delta, did Sarada already use Orihume some other time today?
Yeah. So it's a one-time use. That's, I mean, like, it's really strong, but if it really is only one-time use, that's really bad. Imagine if Kamui could only be used 1 time a day. Either of them, really. I mean, to be fair, Kakashi for the longest time could only use it barely like half the time a day. But once again, that wasn't a Sharingan. We'll see. Yeah, but it was just the once. Then again, she did seem a bit unsteady afterward. Thank you, Delta. But you could have informed us of that before this. Let's see.
Darn it. It was while we were offline. I didn't think it would be this draining.
But, you know, if he's... what? How does he have a frame of reference for that, though? Does he? Does it even make sense for Shikamaru to have a frame of reference for that? Not really. I guess it makes more sense that he wouldn't really know. But I guess I wonder why he thinks, or why he even had an estimation that was more generous. Because he wasn't at 5 Kage Summit, and he wasn't at the B fight. I don't think he didn't see Sasuke again until the 4th Great Ninja War when he already had EMS. I don't think he ever saw MS Sasuke ever. And that'd be his only Uchiha reference. As far as we know. Let's see.
Whoa, that was close. But thanks, because as a result, you all ignited my pure survival instincts.
Damon one-shot him and the rest of his family go. Let's see.
Darn it!
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Just sheer numbers. So Kawaki blasts, and then the clothes just keep running through.
Pay him no mind. Just keep on multiplying. As long as one of us tickles her toes, we'll be good. I know they taste like lavender. Not a chance, you scum. And why do you know they taste like lavender?
Oh? What is this? Is he overheating? I know he went full attack mode. Is that it? Has he actually run out of chakra too? This is going really bad. Wait, what? Huh?
What? Ugh.
Yeah, okay, that's it. He literally overheated. Wow. Darn. That's bad. So yeah, two of our biggest buff characters, in terms of like their new abilities and their new stats, can't even use it that extensively. But to be fair, I give Kawaki more of a pass because he's been spamming his abilities so far throughout the entire mission. So Sarada did only use her tech once, but still, her tech is very clearly draining. Let's see. He's overheated.
Darn it, he used so much power. Hey, Kawaki, get out of there now!
Will they eat him? Well, maybe they're dumb enough to think about it, but like, that wouldn't be too good. Let's see. Because that just produced like an actual chakra fruit. Ugh. Big bro! Oh, that's right. Oh, I always forget about the sad fate of Boruto right now, bro. Having to see Himawari called just him Big Bro and not know who Boruto is. There's my heart. Let's see. Alright, Delta with the double eye beam. Blew a dome off? Oh no. Blew a dome off, but it was one dome, and there are a bunch more. Isn't this kind of turning really bad?
Boruto! Is Sword alright?
Presumably blind and or bleeding from her eyes, I'm guessing. But yeah, this is going really, really bad. Have Boruto teleport you out of there, please. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Uh-oh. I see you, Big Ka, Big Shin, Big Ko, Big G. He low-key, he plotting right now. But
I don't know.
I guess he wouldn't have. Interesting though. Wait, is it only one of her eyes? It may just be how it's drawn. Ohirume may just be one of her abilities. Note how only her right eye is bleeding, so she may have another one in her back pocket. Okay, sorry, good. You have a little 2-for-1 special, but clearly it's not good. She's done. We're currently at around 1,000 and still climb. Yep, numbers diff. Genuine numbers diff. Genuine numbers diff plus lack of AoE. Hey, Himawari, maybe you should blow up the entire area. Maybe you should. But I will say this. A W chapter. You know, I'm more than happy to see my glorious, handsome, legendary baby boy, young Neff, young Day, young Damon, actually cooking against the clones. Seeing his abilities used in different ways is very unique. I like that. Seeing Ada actually be involved in the action was something I really wasn't expecting. And if you could say, Pencil, all she did was run. Yeah, still, that's being more involved in the action than I thought. They were just gonna like debate them to Damon directly, but no. It is clearly the case here that Ada is not just capable of flight, but actually capable of decently fast flight. And then, of course, Damon going absolutely crazy, I really like. And I do ultimately like how Damon isn't the answer, though, right? The way that Damon loses here isn't because of a lack of individual power, but it's a lack of a proper way to express the individual power to actually handle the problem. So that's actually really cool to see as a limitation to Damon. It's nice to see all the different characters team up and go on the offense. Obviously, we don't get any Chocho or Shikadai attacks, but still, they're drastically outclassed here. So it is cool to see Mitsuki go into Sage mode and immediately flash them up, to see Kawaki use one of his blasts, to see Himawari just going in with base kicks and going crazy. That's all cool. Sarada, at least she got the cool ore farming moment and got to at least start Ohirume, but yeah, makes sense that it had to go bad somewhere, and if it had to go bad, I guess it would be with someone with a completely new ability that they barely understand. So that does make sense for the narrative at hand. I think it was going a little bit too easy. And I do like, ultimately, that Momoshi capitalizes, right? In this instant, he's like, fine, doesn't matter how stupid we get, as long as we're able to do what we need to do, which is bite on Ada. We can make as many clones as we want, and as many clones as we want, as many clones as we want. So now they're nearing 1,000. And I'm very interested to see how they're going to handle this. Gosh and Koji seems to have some sort of plan prepared, and I'm excited to see it. So, if you didn't always see this video, please do me a favor and leave Big Mon, Big Day. Big Mon, Big Day. D-A-E. Please leave Big Mon, Big Day in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure it's that lethal notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, we're going to have a page down below. Use for me for as low as $1, no more. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks will include the regular version of this chapter that's not super getting mutilated. I'm sorry, I just don't want the channel exploded. But not only that, you get your name listed at the end of every single video, and if you're a $3 member or $3 patron, you get your name listed read aloud on every single video. This is for the main channel and for the second channel that got the reaction. Link to the description down below and the card in the upper. I guess when I think about it, with the image presumably flipped, I guess this technically. Oh no, I think well no, because the upper right hand corner. If it's flipped, I guess over there. I'm not sure if I'm thinking this properly. I guess like here, if the image is flipped, but the card in the upper right, that's where the second channel is. Your patron member, your name listed there too. Some of that I do on my Twitch down below. That got the controller. I stream every Friday yizzle at 8 pizzle p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to roll through. We laugh, we love, we game, we chat, and I'm really bad at self-song. And on top of that, I do link to my co-founder below. Usually fighting so short video, 20 minutes small video, or any means all any support is always greatly appreciated. Now I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. Alright, lady, but thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Bura Ura, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Dino, Tim Thomas, Kaving, ORXN, Logan Guzman, Dead Mean, Keon Stewart, Donovan McIntosh, BNA DNA, Edwin Ingbinorba, Straw, Antavius Mitchell, Super Flame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Jagoda, Plant Crone, Striker Man, Brendan Payne, Black Sage, Multi Batman Superman, Zalims, Joe B, Sleepin' John, The Young Family Pastel Pandora, Mo City King DKG, and Dream Bonnet, Akolade Babatunde, Romano Furin, Sky XT, Victor Jacobs, Axis XC, Osin Tabwit BDM, Kingly, at JDog2656, Union Eye, Marisol Boyd, Funny Dude, Benzi Shear, Magic, Sino King, Shish King, Aswin Hedi Placetia, JMB KD, and CCC. Then, let's give a thank you to our line art tier patrons, A+A, Dread Zoen, Kevin Encarnacion, Lil Kodo, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then, let's give a thank you to our Ink tier member, Shrimpo the 4th Shrimp 06. Then, let's give a thank you to our digital art tier members, J Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Walking Minos, and Ernesto 430.